Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, and today we're going into the finale of Edge of the Earth. It's time for the Heart of Madness Part 2. I've already done all the setup. When we got our random locations, we have to pick a location on the inner wheel to start at, and this one being adjacent to 2 mist pylons and close to a 3rd seemed like the obvious choice to me. I'm gonna be very sad if I find out you don't want to go to mist pylons immediately and this is a terrible starting location because I don't really remember this way this works. But I think I just want to go to all the mist pylons as fast as possible, in which case this is a great starting location. We have a 3 doom starting agenda before things get much worse, and our goal is to collapse each mist pylon. Revealed mist pylons can be attacked as if they were enemies, their fight values are their shroud values, their health value is equal to their clue value, and when it has no health remaining, it is collapsed, though it remains in play. In addition, as a reaction, when you discover clues on a mist pylon, you can spend those clues to deal that much damage to it. I think that's it for setup. We currently have 1 Tekka-Lili, I think, in Luke's deck, or Finn's deck, rather. We currently have 1 Action Tekka-Lili in Finn's deck, the other 15 are in play. And let's get into our deck upgrades before we start. Coming down to Luke, I was lamenting the fact that we were getting so much experience, like 2 scenarios ago, that I wouldn't have anything to do with the last of it, and I'd probably be buying Observed. And here I am without finishing my Cryptic Writings, as I'm an experience short of the final deck plan. Which is crazy to me. But we did get the Nigh 5, we got one of our Cryptic Writings upgraded, and this is a very minor, unimportant upgrade. However, before I start playing this scenario, I want to talk about Finn a little bit. I'm going to talk about this a lot in the post-campaign review. Finn was really weird this campaign. Like Scenario 1, he was perfectly fine. He did exactly what I expected a Finn to do in Scenario 1. Scenario 2 was a little bit weird because there's no traditional fighting to do in Scenario 2. So I had this weird deck upgrade that was sort of a stopgap. And Scenario 3, again, the deck was a little bit weird because we used double haste and pivoted hard into only fighting because there was no clue finding to do. But in Scenario 3, Finn absolutely destroyed the game. In Scenario 4, Finn hard carried us up that mountain. It was incredible. And then in Scenario 5, in the City of the Other Things, it's not like Finn was dead weight. He did very well. Sure, Luke was the star of that. Luke got way more clues and was teleporting around the map. It was nonsense. But Finn more than carried his weight in that scenario. But in Scenario 6 in Fatal Mirage, Finn felt like he was just walking behind Luke and not doing very much. Finn felt very weak in Scenario 6, and then going into Scenario 7, I can't help but feel like Finn did way less than Luke. Technically, we only got 3 victory, and Finn got 2 of it. That is true. He got a key by himself, he killed a boss by himself. Luke only got 1 key, so Luke technically did less. But Luke revealed the whole map. If Finn had been doing more faster, he could have revealed some of the map, given Luke some spare time, and maybe we could have gotten even 2 more keys if Finn had just done things quicker. But instead, he just kept setting up, and he kept evading the boss to set up and not actually killing it. And it feels like the Finn deck has been floundering these past 2 scenarios. And in particular, I think the root of this problem is something deeply blasphemous. I think it's the Black Fan. I think when I bought the Black Fan is when things took a turn for the worse. And I think what's happening is that while having a lot of money off the bat with Embezzled Treasure is incredible, I don't have the money in the late game to enable the fan and embezzle the money again. There's not enough money in the deck, and more accurately, there's not enough money in the game. I can upgrade my hot streaks for more experience, I can buy paydays, but every one of these events is an economy event. And once I'm adding more events, once I'm spending experience by paydays, things have gone horrifically wrong, and instead of spending 3 card slots and 8 experience on Black Fan and paydays, I should have just bought something else. So I think the issue is actually that Black Fan might have been very wrong in this deck, and then the play pattern encouraged by Black Fan is encouraging Finn to spend all of his action setting up, instead of just going with what he has. Which is interesting to me, because I thought Embezzled Treasure was a way to guarantee that Black Fan got off the ground faster, but the economy is just not there without spending too much on it. I think this Embezzled Treasure Black Fan stuff might actually work on someone who gets inherently more money, like a Jenny Barnes or a Parallel Skids. It might work on somebody with access to more money, like Trish Scarborough, or even Tony, who's getting free money for doing his job to a lesser degree. I suppose Tony can also run Crack the Case. I think the issue is that Embezzled Treasure and Black Fan really don't synergize. They work against each other, and you need an obscene amount of economy to make them both work. And there are characters that meet that criteria, but if that's the case, that's really, really good, because I thought this default went into the Black Fan playstyle. I had already, as you can see, renamed Big Money Dirty Fighting to Dirty Money, which feels so appropriate to me. But I think maybe Black Fan doesn't fit in this deck. Maybe it doesn't quite work. Or maybe I've had really nasty draw orders and Black Fan absolutely deserves to be here and I've just been getting unlucky on Finn. Today is the last day to test this. We're gonna see if Black Fan Embezzled Treasure has anti-synergy or if Finn's just been grossly underperforming for reasons yet to be diagnosed before editing the videos. And as you can see, we only have 13 money embezzled. We missed a round of embezzling last scenario, nothing really to do about it. Let's get into our mulligans. We have a 5-card opening hand. We definitely hold a haste, we hold a deep knowledge, we don't hold savant, we hold a trench coat. I don't think we actually hold a trench coat. Because if we draw a second trench coat, it's miserable. We're looking for cigarette case really hard. Hey, that's pretty good. That's an incredible opening hand. We can use cigarette case to look for more easy marks. It's gonna work out. I'm very happy with that. Over here on Luke, let's just keep drawing. Not you, not yet. We have a Mr. Rook, we have a Hawkeye. That's a good start. We have a Shriveling for when we find True Magic. We don't need Deny 5. We might hold Deep Knowledge. We don't hold the Hawkeye, because if you hold Hawkeye and you have Mr. Rook, you need 4 more resources before you can play anything for True Magic, which means I'm looking for both Economy and True Magic. With just Mr. Rook, I feel better off. And I think we do hold Deep Knowledge Shriveling. Research Librarian is yet another reason why I wouldn't want this. Right now it's looking like the turn is just Librarian, Cash, and True Magic. I could do Librarian, Rook, and Cash, and True Magic next turn. If I draw exactly an enemy with 3 health or less, I'll feel like that was a mistake. But if I draw anything else, I'll feel like it was better, so I am going to do that. I'm going to go first on Luke. I'm going to play this guy. I'm going to tap Mr. Rook immediately. And we're going to search the top 9. I'm going to remember to use this button. I'm going to make this the thing I start remembering. You can be self-destructive or detached. I think it's good to take detached here. We have some clue finding assets, which is what we want to see. We're going to take Rite of Seeking. And we're going to detach ourselves from reality. We're going to go to our angry place, and we're going to be taking 2 horror from that, no way around it. Just going to do this now. I'm going to take 1 horror there and get spit back out at the end of the investigation phase. And then last action, I'm going to emergency cash. It is actually better to do this now. That way, if I draw True Magic on the top of the deck, I don't need to play Research Librarian. And that's it for Luke. We're in a Vaulted Corridor as our starting location. I don't think we need clues for anything. I think we're just done with those, so getting clues doesn't matter unless we're lockpicking on top of the Mist Corridor, or Mist Pylon, rather. Over here on Finn, we're looking at... I feel like I get that off the top very frequently. Do I really need a Hidden Pocket? Yeah, you do. I hate it, but I do. So I buy the Hidden Pocket. I'm going to play Haste. Then I'm going to play Cigarette Case. Then I'm going to tap the Haste to play Hot Shriek. And then I'm going to Deep Knowledge myself. And we're going to see what we hit. We lose an action in next turn, apparently. I'm going to do Upkeep now and flip that immediately, since we're pretty much there. Falsian Bargain's great. Preposterous Sketches is fine. 1 of 3 Doom. Make sure this is shuffled. And before I draw those, is there anything I need to be planning about going in? Sadly, Haste is limited once per investigator. The second one's a completely dead draw. But reliably hitting the first one was worth the choice I made, I think. I don't think there's anything I need to think about going into this. I just need to not get terrible cards. That's fine. I don't need Danforth to be doing anything. Okay, that's a little bit scary for turn 1 and drawing on the wrong character. I could voluntarily enter my gate box to go away from this guy and just play a setup turn. Research Librarian, True Magic, Deep Knowledge. If that's the case, Finn's going to be evading him, so let's go first on Finn. Draw 2 from our cards, or from our deck rather. Embezzled Treasure doesn't do anything. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have adaptable out Embezzled Treasure to literally any other card because the scenario's ending. Like, I'm not going to buy whatever I would have changed it into, more likely than not, but it's objectively wrong not to change it into, say, a Liquid Courage, for instance, just in case. Yeah, Luke's going to take a setup turn. He's going to gate box. This guy disengages and then re-engages here as Luke goes to his happy place. Then we're going to evade 4-1, which isn't the best numbers, but, like, it's pretty solid. We're not going to fail by 3 or more on the squid. We're not even going to fail. The skull was -1, meaning we passed by 2. I'll search the top 2. I'm going to take a Gios instead of my weakness. I'm going to play Gios. That seems pretty good. I'm going to let Danforth get hit for a turn to get value out of haste here, I think. I don't think I paid for this Gios. I'm going to play Faustian Bargain. No, not yet. I'm going to play Lonnie Ritter Knuckle Dusters with the haste action. And that'll be 6 resources. That'll be it for Finn. Over here on Luke, I'm going to research Librarian. I think this is the right thing to do. I don't think it's right to draw with Processor Sketches. Not that I even could. I'd have to walk back. And it would have been a waste to draw anyway, because we wouldn't have got the card we really wanted, which is True Magic. That'll be all of my money. And now with my final action, I can't really do what I would want to do. To be efficient, I think I just deep knowledge myself. Look for things like Warder Protection. I could save deep knowledge for Finn. I don't want to live in the world where that's right. I'm deep knowledging myself. And putting 2 more curses in the bag. Got a Guts, got a Deny 5, feeling pretty okay about this hand. And then I'll pop back out at the end of the investigation phase. This guy already during upkeep. And we're adding in a Holy Rosary and an E-Cash. Going up to 2 of 3 Doom. Again, as so often is the case, we just haven't left our start. Test 4 head, huh? Well, I'm probably shuffling in 4 Tekelides is what I just heard. Do you have a ward? No. Promise of Power? No. I could throw Guts at this to test up 1. Guts very likely mitigates several Tekelides by putting it here. I think Finn has been getting hurt a lot by Tekelides. I'll check that when I'm doing videos, because I feel like Tekelides has just been getting thrown in Finn's deck a lot. And since he's drawing into them constantly with pickpocketing and cigarette case, it's sucking a lot. I hate Finn's weakness. While we're going through the process of trying to diagnose what's wrong with Finn, this card should not shuffle in if an enemy engages you from it. Like, that's what it should check for, but instead it checks if an enemy moves. And that's crazy. It's so brutal. You pickpocket somebody and they just re-engage you and you shuffle them back in so often. It warps your play patterns to get rid of it. It's brutal. It's just so frustrating. Legitimately, I think if I ever play Finn again, which I likely will, I'm gonna house rule that to work differently. He's got the only weakness in the game that regularly screws you over and then shuffles back into your deck anyway. It honestly just feels like a mistake they never fixed. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this Guts at this, test 5 to 4. Oh, we're gonna pass by 2. Very nice, wasn't expecting that. I was just trying to mitigate the number of Tekelides. We're frozen in fear. That's fine. Not happy about it, but it's fine. We have the second Guts to get through it for sure. Our turn is looking a lot like Emergency Cash, Rosary, Sketches maybe? Sketches probably. Over here on Finn, we're going to be going first. We're definitely evading this guy. We're buying Dirty Fighting. Finn's coming online as a fighter, slowly but surely. We're going to take our Finn action, evade. Whoops, hit spacebar. Up 4 with Gios. Didn't fail, only passed by 1 though. I feel like I can probably get a better cigarette case here. I am going to be killing this guy. I don't think we can run from him all scenario, but just have to accept 2 Tekelides from him. I'm going to put in Dirty Fighting. We're going to kill him next turn. I'm going to play Faustian Bargain. We don't need these resources, I promise. Or these tokens, rather. We use Haste to play an Emergency Cash. And then I think we just parlay on Danforth, who, by the way, has taken a horror last round. He is slowly dying. I don't think there's anything else for me to do. Punching this guy while he's down is fine, but I'm only punching at 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7's a pretty high number. But Danforth is a higher priority, right? We want this guy online for when we inevitably draw Tekelides. Yeah, good. I'm only up 2 on that test, which makes it feel a little bit bad. I can't commit anything. There's nothing to commit over here, but it's fine. We got through it. Now, over here, I could attack, but I'd rather do Frozen in Fear first. I'm looking at Rosary, E-Cash, Hawkeye. I think that's the way to go. That's going to be all of my resources exactly. Up 1 to 4 and then spend 2 on both. That's the whole turn. We test this. We're up 5 to 3. I'm leaning towards committing Guts here. I don't feel like I have an action to spare next turn, and up 2 isn't enough. Up 2. Up 0. No, up 1. Pass by 1. That's only 1 draw off the Guts. But, yeah, good thing we committed Guts, I guess. Hawkeye the second is not so valuable. And our last action was the parlay here. We just forgot to flip it. We take our upkeep phase. We get Warder Protection, and we get Hornet's Nest, which is fine. 3 Doom. It's time for the boss to start spawning. We spawn 1 aside copy of the Nameless Madness enemy at the nearest Mist Pylon. So we're going to start by going down, I believe, which means he's going to be down here. Speaking of, this guy is ready and re-engaged. And the Nameless Madness has 2 foot and a 2 fight because there are 2 of us. It's alert, massive, retaliate. You can't damage it. However, whenever you attack or evade it, for every point you succeed by, exhaust the nearest ready copy of the Nameless Madness. As a character that specializes in overachieving and has free evade attempts, I expect Finn to do very well against this. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be horrifically disappointed. Because Finn's just going to be like free action evading all of them pretty much constantly. Because we didn't do Amy Kinsler's optional ending, we now draw every Tekka-Lily in our decks and then shuffle them back in instead of resolving them. Luckily for us, Finn already drew the one Tekka-Lily we had. Was there like an effect somewhere that should have forced us to do it? No. Cool. We have so much draw that we actually dodged that without Kinsler. That's kind of crazy. All right, I can live with that. Anyway, that was the agenda, so let's do the evil cards. We have some big fucking enemies, don't we? Let's do this test. We're up 3, up 2, because we're 1 location away. All right, no horror from that. Now over here on Unsealed Phantasm, the nearest Mist Pylon, all right, so it's not spawning with us. Do I want to put it somewhere else and not deal with it yet? Yeah, I'm going to put this over here, and we're going to deal with him later. I guess it's objectively better to put him here and deal with this one last, right? We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's actually a faster route, and in addition, it means we might not have to deal with the madness on our first pylon. So yeah, that's definitely better. Now, it's our turns. We tap Underworld Market, draw the top 2. Do we actually want lockpicks? They help us really effectively dig through our deck with Cigarette Case. We can't actually punch the pylons. I can't punch the pylon. I can't exhaust it to dirty fighting punch it. Finn's very bad at the other half of this scenario where you deal damage to the pylons. All right, I'm gonna buy a lockpick for sure then, because I suck at the actual objective. I just am good at negating the Nameless Madness. Now, this guy needs to be evaded. As always, 5 to 1. Again, pass by 1. For once, I'm not going to use my Cigarette Case on that pass, because I think it's just time to go to the next one. I'm going to walk up. We have a Mist Pylon with 2 Shroud and 6 Clues. If you control the Trident Seal, which I believe is on Luke, actually. Yes. It's one of the 2 seals we started with that we got last time. You can unleash the seal's power, place it here, and for the remainder of the game, each enemy gets -2 fight and to evade while it's at a Mist Pylon. Any Mist Pylon, that's a very big deal. Holy shit. That makes this a lot easier. That's such broken RNG. Oh man. Fine, we can overperform. I almost want to shuffle all the Mist Pylons together and put them back down. That's how bad I feel about the RNG. That's so good. Now I'm going to next action play lockpicks, and I'm left with the choice of do I want to do play action haste? No, because I don't have the cards in my hand, so it's a simple enough choice. This lockpicks is defective, get a new one. I'm going to lockpicks this location at 10 to 2 and try to Cigarette Case for something. 9 to 2, pass by 7, take a clue. Going to need to make a little health counter for this guy. This location had 6 health, now it has 5. And I spend the clue immediately to do that. Much more importantly though, we trigger the Cigarette Case and we search the top 7. No additional Cigarette Case. I forgot to do the thing that you're supposed to do. It's just so unnatural for me. I don't know that this exists yet. I think we just take track shoes. We could take pickpocketing. Pickpocketing actually seems pretty solid. Economy seems solid in general, but I didn't hit any. If I take Well Connected, it's not online. I'm gonna take Savant. I don't have any money and I'm not safe to the Mythos space, so I take Savant. Over here on Luke, we walk up. This guy's hunting us, I guess, because we've just bailed on fighting him. That's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna Lightning Bolt and slap this down. I'm just gonna write -2 next to where I draw enemies, because I will forget about this thing that's incredibly good. Because I forget about text like this, where I'm at this location doing stuff here, and there's another location that affects the enemy at that location. Like, that will not stay in my head. I'm also going to specify at Mist Pylon, because if I don't, then I'll use it on every enemy and forget that part of it. Now, on Luke, we have 1 action to investigate with, so we're going to play Preposterous Sketches and draw 3 cards. And then we're going to use True Magic. I probably should have considered using Mr. Rook there instead of that to look more effectively for Twyla. But drawing the cards felt good, and I'm not upset about the cards I drew. I also get free money. That's a good reason to do preposterous sketches instead, actually. Because I need to find economy to play Twilight. Using Mr. Rook to look isn't even that good. Anyways, we're investigating at 5, 6, 7 to 2. With Right of Seeking. Easy pass, we'll take 3 clues and spend them immediately to deal 3 damage to this guy. And that's it for us. Upkeep phase, second ward, huh? That is a pretty good hand, Luke. Like, yeah, you don't have Twilight yet, but you have everything else. Alright, so this guy would have hunted before, come over and engaged Fent. No, he would have readied before. And then he would hunt over because of Cult Red-Handed. That's actually a great Cult Red-Handed. That is so nice. If Cult Red-Handed just moves a hunter and discards the first time you play it, it's not a problem at all. Like, the thing they thought Cult Red-Handed would do is incredibly soft. What it actually does, it repeatedly readies enemies you just evaded, and it sucks so much. Alright, top of the round, one of Infinite Doom. Now, instead of what we just did, we're going to summon a Nameless Madness at the nearest location every time we would add a Doom. And it has to be at a location with no copies of that enemy, the nearest location to us. And then at the end of the round, if all 15 are in play and we haven't collapsed every Mist Pylon, we advance. Which, that's the loss, by the way. We don't want to do that. Now, evil cards. This is why we took a Savant. I don't feel like having a million Tekalinis. We're now testing at 2 plus 4 plus 1, 7 to 4. Get out. And over here, we're 1 location away, so base 5 to 2. We haven't gotten a Hawkeye yet, so just 5 to 2. We can risk the horror, it's completely fine. Not that we're going to take it. Good job, Luke. Those have been some pretty good tokens. I don't think I've pulled a -4 or an autofill yet, which is alarmingly good RNG. This is all just alarmingly good RNG. This guy's difficulty 0 to evade. Luke could do it. Yeah. Holy shit, that's so funny. Okay. Do I want to kill the Primordial Evil or keep evading them? Well, first, I want to do this. I don't need a second lockpicks. I don't need embezzled treasure. That's a skip. Is there anything left in the Underworld deck I actually need? There's still an embezzled treasure. There's still Finn's signatures. What's the last card? Second hidden pocket. This deck is done. I'm not using anything in this. I'm just going to move this to the side to make space. We're done with that. There's an argument I should be buying cards to fill my hand to throw them away to the discard Tekalidi in case I hit that later. I'm not very concerned about that argument. I think that's silly. So we're definitely doing double evade. We're evading this guy. And he's difficulty 0 to evade. They've got 0 fight and foot. Finn is so overkill. Oh my god. I'm going to evade this guy. It's difficulty 0. I'm at base 5 only though. Wish it were higher. But here we are. -2. Pass by 3 is like about what I'm expecting to see this turn. I'm not going to bother using my cigarette case on that. Then I'm going to evade the boss. Again, 5 to 0. That's a 6. That's much more likely. Let's go ahead and use that before we do. This guy's evaded. That guy's evaded. And I take both clues and spend them and kill this guy. And how do I mark that these are collapsed? I'm going to put a tiny heart directly over Mist Pylon on its side to mark that it's collapsed. Now, as I was saying, we need to be searching the top 6. I thought I was going to use lockpicks to do this, but every time. I'm just not used to this. It doesn't make any sense to me that this is a menu that's nested. Alright, we can take a Milan. That's crazy talk. We can take Easy Mark. That seems pretty good. We can take the second cigarette case. That's the play. Like, I want the second cigarette case so badly. Oh, should I have Dirty Fighting? No, I don't even care. Dirty Fighting's going to move over here. I'm going to play a cigarette case. It's not tapped yet. I'm going to lockpicks, actually, as my last action to just search my deck with the cigarette case, 10 to 2. Search the top 7. That's better than drawing a card or playing something that sucked. It's so unnatural. And now that I did that, I can see that the 8th card was the Black Fan. Not that we can use it at all right now, but it does hurt my soul a little bit. Pickpocketing is going to go off next turn, so I just get that. Now for Luke. Whoa. The game has so much lag. I don't know what's going on with the current build of Table.sim, but I grabbed this one to pull him down, and it shot him out and then picked up the other one. Whatever, it's fine. Luke can't go over there because he can't really deal with this enemy, but he can start moving in that direction. Also, he gets a charge on Hawkeye, which is incredibly valuable. Do I need to stay with Finn? Do we even need to stay here? Well, Finn is staying here. It's sort of a moot point. I'm going to tap Mr. Rook and see if I can't just pull self-destructive out of my deck and kill that this turn. Every time. It's so unnatural. We can pull self-destructive. And Twyla. Twyla goes in hand. And it's more efficient to kill this now, so I'm going to do that. And I'll play Twyla next turn, even though it forces me to mill Hawkeye and something else. Oh. Well, it's second Mr. Rook then. And over here, we're going to get kicking the Hornet's Nest again. This guy, ready, is Primordial Evil re-engages, but that's not really a problem. And we should probably actually do the Doom thing. I'm going to just move this deck down real quick. This is going to go at... Does it prioritize Mist Pylons? It does not. Welcome aboard to a completely useless location then. Our location has now been obscured in fog. Oh no. And in addition... Alright, Crypto and Luke always sucks. We're up 1 naturally. We have a Research Library and I'm about to play Twyla. What do I mean Crypto sucks? Yeah, oh no, I failed. The guy I was going to discard got discarded. Yeah, I was briefly very worried before I realized that we had a Research Librarian in play. I think that's like the first time all campaign that I finally played Research Librarian in the True Magic, and the Luke deck earned the reason that I picked it. Because like every other character just can't find True Magic in that situation, but Luke, I think I've gotten it with Mr. Rook a few times. Like Mr. Rook still does work there. But the Research Librarian until this scenario had never been the way I got True Magic, and it had always felt terrible. Anyways, we need to evade some guys over here on Finn, so we're going to play Pickpocketing. I'm going to reveal 2 more cards. There's no reason to, but there's no reason not to. And I think I'm just evading here. 5-0 twice. 3 isn't good enough. I'm going to evade the other one too, the boss. 2 isn't good enough, but this guy's evaded. And this guy is evaded, but he never readied, so all right, fine. I'm going to lockpicks my location at 10-2. 10-4, actually. I'm going to move to the next location. It can't possibly be worse. Yeah, it'll be 10-3 over here. And this one's got 6 health. Actually, no, it's only got 4 health. And also, this thing is backwards. And now I'm lockpicking at 10-3 as my last action. 7-3, pass by 4, search twice. Also, I used this. I just forgot that pickpocketing does a thing immediately after playing it. Faustian Bargain, probably, because I need the money. Shuffle, search the top 4. Oh, there's a little floating thing to show you're searching the right numbers for, like, telling the truth between players. I love that. I love that you can verify what people are searching now. That's the reason for using this. It doesn't matter for you guys watching this. It matters to, like, know nobody's cheating during gameplay with multiplayer. Awesome. Okay. And we have Faustian Bargain and Black Fan and the hopes and dreams that this will actually work. Haste is an automatic discard here, so we're not actually overdrawing. Over here on Luke, I would like to come pal around. Also, we get that clue with the lockpicks and we spend it to deal damage. We play Twyla, not that we need her this turn, and then we investigate with Rite of Seeking, which is like something I'm really struggling with for some reason. And that is an easy pass, right? It was 8-3, 6-3, no, 5-3, but still we pass. And it ends our turn early for what it's worth, which is literally nothing, because this guy is dead now. And we put the little token on top to mark that we've collapsed the pylon. That's it for us. Upkeep, everything readies. But nothing is with us at this exact moment. This haste is an easy toss. This doesn't matter, but my hand's not full, so one of, nope, not how it works, drop a new one. He'll be hanging out with us, which isn't even a problem because we get to evade before we go into the location now. But first, evil cards. We've got another Miasmatic Torment on Danforth. Not that Danforth has anything to do right now, another Frozen Fear on Luke. So that's basically an action tax on both of us, not the biggest deal. Do I want to do a setup turn? Like, we're going pretty fast. We have 11 Nameless Madness left. I can do Easy Mark, Faustian Bargain, Haste, Black Fan. I can even go one further and play Track Shoes too. Black Fan's wrong, just play Track Shoes instead. I would like to do a test. So we're going to do the evade against the boss first. It's difficulty 0, 5 to 0. That's wonderful. So not only are all of the bosses evaded, which is not actually that important to me, but I get to search the top 5 twice, and that really helps. Every time. I gotta build muscle memory to do this, because it just doesn't make sense to me yet. Pickpocketing can be immediately played. Leo DeLuca can be immediately played. I think I take the Leo. I'm not convinced this is right, but I'm taking the Leo. And top 5 again. Spare parts is money. It's not a lot of money, it's an emergency cash, but it's money. I'll take the spare parts. Shuffle my deck. Then we're going to play haste. We're going to play... Do I want to wait for the next easy mark? Or is that just pointless greed? We can do Faustian Bargain, Leo, spare parts. I don't need to play the easy marks right now. Okay, I like that. I like Faustian Bargain, Leo, and those cover each other, so I just add 2 curses to the bag, same gained as spent. Spare parts goes down, and we're going to immediately get the spare parts to work properly. And I don't really care about dynamite here. Dynamite doesn't work on the boss. Yes, I don't care about dynamite here. I'm gonna tap that to gain a resource. It's just gonna be a slow emergency cache in this case. Like, this is the worst use of it, but it's still a use of it. I think I'm just taking my last action to play track shoes. I think that's just fine here. Oh, also, I evaded at 1,000,000. I should have drawn a card and gained a resource. Just keep forgetting about pickpocketing. Your economy's a lot worse when you forget to use it. All right, so Fenn's not overdrawn. Fenn's evaded the guy. Frozen in Fear here is just like super awkward. I can just walk in, take 2/2. Maybe not, maybe not. The Frozen in Fear cost me the action I'll be using to kill this guy. I'm only up 3, so it's not even a guaranteed kill. Like, I've got the deny existence, right? I can just take 2 health and gain sanity, and then I'll use the other deny. It helps with my hand problems a little bit. I don't even know that I'm getting rid of the Frozen in Fear. I can always evade with Promise of Power, but that doesn't feel like a great use. It's a weird spot that I find myself in. Also, I should probably take a picture, not that I need the book, but I will want the sanity later. So taking a look at the State of the Chaos pack, I didn't realize this until just now. Avery Claypool is a lot worse if you've removed every Frostbite token from the bag, which is apparently something you're able to do on standard if you play really hard against it and Avery lives. Probably should have brought literally anyone else, huh? You don't do anything. He's actually worse with no Frostbite tokens. I guess he has a lot of soak, so that's nice. You know what? These guys both took damage, and I didn't remember to carry it over. They've both taken like 1 damage from the previous scenario, and I forgot to mark it down and carry it over. I believe this is correct. They're both nowhere near dying, and they're not actually going to die this scenario. Speaking of, my Asthmatic Torment came down on Danforth again. I just forgot about it. So I should stop doing that. Yeah, that would have been better than playing track shoes, probably. I really don't know what I'm doing on Luke. I'm looking at like use Mr. Rook after drawing a card to guarantee I hit second Promise of Power. I've got 4 book. I'm gonna commit this Cryptic Writings to a parlay test to test up 3 against my Asthmatic Torment for the other guy. Well, we gotta get rid of those eventually, I guess. All right, cool. I'm going to draw a card, and I'm going to tap my Mr. Rook for the last time as my final action. Oh, we already had the Promise of Power. Well, there's other stuff in my deck. I'm frostbitten now. It's apparently a weakness that does literally nothing. How much health do these guys have? 5. Green Soapstone is not the magic number, unfortunately. This thing's worth playing, but whatever card I draw, I mill, right? Well, no, I can mill every card in this deck. I don't need Second Shriveling. A Clairvoyance is largely redundant with Rite of Seeking. Soapstone doesn't do anything. Deep Knowledge doesn't do anything. Like, I can pick any of these cards to mill. So I'm going to take this with the intention of mitigating Tycholides once I get them. Oh, wait, no, my hand is full. I'm wrong. I'm just wrong. My hand is already at 8. So instead, we're going to take the easiest to mill card of all, Research Librarian. At the end of our turn... Wait a second, we can pick something to commit to this test. That's obviously better, but I don't think we have anything that commits well. Yeah, we don't. So I won't bother. I'll just be sad about Frozen in Fear and test at only +3. Easy. No, not quite. Then upkeep comes around, we get rid of this research librarian, we get rid of second shriveling. There's an argument to playing it, but you so rarely need to attack 3 times in one turn that I'm not going to pay attention to that argument. Upkeep over here, all of these guys ready. Oh, we never dealt with you. He comes down and gives us the slap. We're going to take 1 on Lonnie, 1 on ourselves, horror on Lonnie. Yeah, I forgot about him. I'll admit it. Then top of the round, the Nameless Madness is going to come down. Closest location is here and here. This one's more beneficial for us. And evil cards. So we're going to take 2 horror probably. Well connected, not in play. Testing 2 to 4. Literally can't pass. But no additional penalties. Put a second horror here. Take a horror myself. Come over here to Luke. This location sucks. We need to go. What does it do again? Direct toward everyone? Yeah, that sort of kills Lonnie a little bit. It's double evade. Walk in, evade. It's just 3 evade actions on Finn. Which means Luke has to go first. And Luke takes attacks of opportunity from the madness, right? So instead, Luke's going to evade the madness 3 to 0. Do this parlay test. Is Luke just gateboxing out to avoid getting slapped here? Because if this guy engages with Luke, then Finn can't evade him. This is a really weird, bad turn from me. I'm gonna go first on Luke. I use Promise of Power, and I take this parlay test 8 to 3. 6 to 3 rather, and pass. So this is done. Oh, that's the wrong order. I just forget this guy is at our location. We do this first, we evade, we succeed by 2. We get rid of this one and this one. All right, now we need to leave this location. We can either go to the next location and get engaged by this guy, which is bad, or gatebox. If we gatebox, what are we doing? Like, kind of nothing. That's just where we're at, though. We have to gatebox or get murdered by this guy. I can walk in a different direction from Finn, actually. I can go this way, and Finn can just go handle the other direction. We don't have to go in the same place. Okay, that's definitely the most efficient thing to do. Luke's just gonna walk this way, and we're gonna split up and handle the pylons separately. Which likely means that Finn's gonna fight all the enemies and not actually handle any pylons, but it's fine, it's fine. On Finn, we evade 5 to 1. -3, that's a pass by 1. So we're not tapping anything on that. The bosses are evaded, we can walk down to the next place and this guy engages with us. Is it even right to go this way? Should I just be going with Luke at this point? Am I safe without Luke? Do I need Luke to protect me? I think we're fine. This guy's got -2. I'm going to evade 5 to 2. Squid. Fail by 1. Going to evade. Alright, he's actually evaded at only +1. I'm going to Dirty Fight Punch at 7 to 3. It's so weird to be evading at lower numbers than I'm punching. But that is correct. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 4, 5. Yeah. Anyway, that's 7 to 3. That's passed by 4. I can put 2 damage on this guy. I should probably reveal this miss pylon. That's just generally a good call. We might need Luke to finish this one off. This is not the seal we have on Finn. And it's also way less valuable than the seal that we got. So, meta knowledge, Trident is probably the best seal. Like, the value of -2 fight and -2 evade is so high. Deal 1 additional damage. I feel like you have so much time in this finale that you don't need to rush. Anyway, we only got the dirty fighting attempt. We couldn't use haste anywhere in that turn because our evade actions are broken up. So we're just sort of done on Fenn, unfortunately. We're done on Luke as well. We walk the other way. Upkeep, Unsealed Phantasm will ready. This guy will ready, this guy will ready, this guy will ready. Ah, yes, here's the problem. Now I'm trapped and the Primordial Evil is coming for Finn. Alright, so Finn's gonna have to keep going. We got my Aspect Crystal there. We're putting down another one. The nearest location to an investigator is over here. When you evade them, it's the nearest copy of Nameless Madness. So splitting up has an immediate problem. It's gonna cost us an additional action for evades. We should reveal the locations we go to. This is the Forsaken Temple. Doesn't really do anything for us anymore because we're past the point in the game where seals exist outside the ones we already had. And evil cards. I'll take some Tekalilis. Like, that's not even close to a choice. I can't give up 2 actions. I think we can live with that one. We don't really need to play events. Did I not take Fenn's upkeep? I guess I didn't. Which explains why I had Lonnie in my hand still, yeah. Do I keep Lonnie to sack the other Lonnie? I don't have that kind of money. That's not happening. I don't think I'm playing Deep Knowledge either, though. I think both of these are just eventual discards. We're gonna go first on Fenn. We're going to evade this guy. He has to die to kill this Mist Pylon eventually, no matter what. We're evading 5-2. It just feels like it should be so much higher. Pass by 0, baby. Get out. I wish it would stop snapping to things. Just go down. We're going to use Dirty Fighting. Punch 7-3, I think? Yes. Pass by 4 again. Cigarette case time. Pickpocketing didn't go off on the first one. That's fine. Stop that. We succeed by 4. Trenchcoat gives me infinite soak and seems very valuable right about now. Shuffle again. Search 4 again. Final easy mark. We're going to evade the boss. The boss is difficulty 0, 5-0. Succeed by 2, we break this boss, and the next one doesn't matter, because no matter what we do, it's not affecting Luke. We needed a big number to help Luke out if we were going to do so. Oh, we trigger pickpocketing, though. Because we succeeded by 2, we flipped 2 of them, so yes, we get to do both things. This is definitely a triple play action with haste where I accept that I'm getting slapped again. I'm not happy about it, but, like, I'll live. It's going to be Trenchcoat, easy marks, and then the last part we don't know yet, so I play Trenchcoat out for 3. I play easy mark, easy mark, easy mark to gain 6 resources and draw 3 cards. Those weren't great. I don't have a clue to drop, so that's okay. I take a horror. You don't hit for 2 horror, do you? No, good, good. And then our haste play action just has to be well connected, right? Well connected is not even good. Yeah, I'm gonna play emergency cash instead. Well connected gives me a little bit of proving versus Crypt Chill, which I do not currently have. You know what's really, really good that I didn't do? This makes up for every single time I forgot a black fan action and it should have went away. Yeah, we've had Leo in play for like 2 turns and haven't been using him. I just put him down and acted like he's a 5-call soak asset. That's a bit funny. Never made that mistake before in my life. Well, now Well Connected does something and we're proofed against Crypt Chill. Sorts that out nicely. I can't handle Danforth's big ugly pile of tokens. I can't handle Claypool's either. I like visualizing them, but they're so ugly. I'm thinking about this because I could have used Danforth there, but that's very likely to draw a weakness. It's just straight up 3 out of 8. I can't really afford to soak 2 horror because this guy's coming in hot, so I'm just not going to and be sad about it. Now over here on Luke, I think the play is to shrivel rather than evade. At evading, I'm only up 3, which can easily fail to be up anything after tokens. Whereas using a shriveling, I might take horror, but I definitely flip this guy. So that'll be action number 1. I'll take 2 horror and not flip the guy. It's cool, it's cool. Honestly, that's worthy of my first deny. I'm not going to take increments of 3 very often. If you can get a full heal for 2 off of a deny, that's good enough. It's not worthy of my first deny, because I literally cannot deny right now. I have dissonant voices. So I'm going to try again. I didn't remove a curse in that last one. I'm going to try again. Alright, cool. So he's evaded. They're all evaded. If I had gone first on Luke, realizing I was going to be doing that, it would have been better for me. But I didn't realize it at the time. And last action, walk up to the objective. This is, I think, the seal that Finn has? Dots above a harp? Dots above a harp. +1 to all your skills while they're at Mist Pylons. I'm debating if I need to just go help Finn. Like, I might just hop in my gate box and go to Finn's location, which sounds so sad. But I think it could be right. Finn can't do this location on his own. He's got to deal with this guy coming in. It's true that Finn can't do it on his own, but that doesn't matter. We're going to go into upkeep phase. Of course, this guy's going to come down and attack Finn. Oh, the Unsealed Phantasm was still here. I didn't realize we hadn't killed it. We did punch it for 2. I remember doing that with Dirty Fighting. It's how we used our cigarette cases. I just forgot to deal damage to it, which is kind of an important step. It's almost as bad as not getting actions from Leo to Luca. Okay, we're fine. Like, yeah, we did just get punched for 2-1 again. But at least we can play Lonnie now. She won't be exhausted. This would have happened before the upkeep phase. Alright. We're good on hand size? No, we're not. Green Soapstone feels kind of irrelevant since all the big enemies have more health than Green Soapstone matters for. Like, it would matter a lot for a flamethrower, but not for this. The only choice is with Luke. If Luke goes first and triples at 8-0, if he gets -3 or less, he can save an action for Finn. So Luke's gonna go first and triple. Oh, wait, stop. I would love to get rid of that curse, but we should draw our evil cards. That's a 4-foot test. I'm only up 2. Damage is not actually a thing I'm super concerned about, but I'm getting there. Do I have a well-connected in play? Yes, it's here. It's so hard to remember what you have. I think this is a perfectly fine use of well-connected. Like, only 1 damage goes to me and I get to use Trenchcoat. But then I'm at 4 of 7. I'm starting to feel pretty sketchy. Like, I have Leo, rather. Maybe I'm okay failing this. What's the penalty tokens? We're at test of 5 against difficulty 4. If we get a -4, it would place a Doom. Does the squid actually matter? Does the Tekalili matter? Do I want to be up 3? The Tekalili matters. I want to be up 3. So I am now up 3. Didn't need it, but I feel good about the decision. Giant albino penguin here to waste your actions. Thanks, bro. Alright, I'm gonna go first on Luke, like I was saying a second ago. We're gonna do Twilight Captain Price. They're all evaded. I'm not flipping them and then flipping them back. They're all evaded. Next action, we're going to Rite of Seeking the place, I think. Which means we Miasmic Crystal first, just because it's objectively correct, and then we Rite of Seeking the place. Alright. That is a -5. So we have 3 against 4, and we fail. Damn shame. Happens to the best of us, Luke. You still evaded every boss on the map. Alright, over here we have people to kill. We're going to evade this man at 5-2. What would we have done without this location? Holy shit. We just would have went a different direction. We couldn't have dealt with them. We'd have been like, yeah, we can't do that. 5-2. I take and spend a clue to deal a damage. I pass by 3. I'm gonna dirty fight him in a second. That pickpockets. I think I search for 3s. I think 3 is good enough. I'll figure it out. There we go. I think search for 3 is enough. There's a Hot Shriek and a Savant. I think I want that Hot Shriek more. Then we search 3 again, probably grabbing that Savant. Guess not. I'm gonna take my Frostbite weakness instead of overdrawing the Dynamite. Now we dirty fight 7-2, or 7-3 rather. -1. Wait. It's a Frostbite token instead. I'm gonna redraw until I get a Cultist. We only have the 1 starting Cultist, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw and pretend the Cultist was on the board. -2, he's dead. Okay. He's out. Next, we're going to evade this guy. They're all flipped. We're safe from the boss. We're just evading this guy 5-1. -1, he's evaded. Can't dirty fight him. Don't really want to, because I'd be shuffling in Takalidis if I did. Oh, do I have to take the clue? I may. I don't actually do this with the Mispylon, because that guy's effect, even though I was in the process of killing him, he wasn't dead yet. And while he's at a ready location at a Mispylon, oh, wait. Now ordering matters. Do I resolve the token effects or the test first? Resolve Chaos Symbol effects, then apply skill test results. He was not exhausted at the point in time where you resolve the star, so I don't get to take a clue and deal a damage. Thanks, game. Alright, so it's gonna be play, haste, play for sure. The question's just what are our 3 plays? It's gonna be Hot Streak, it's It's going to be Black Fan. Is it going to be Deep Knowledge? That draws my weakness, so it's not going to be Deep Knowledge. Is it going to be Kicking the Hornet's Nest? That's a little bit spooky. Not sure that's actually a good play. Kicking the Hornet's Nest very likely does draw another Primordial Evil, though, at this point, right? Oh, no, it's about a 50-50. What other enemies are on the deck other than second Primordial Evil? A penguin. The penguin would be bad. Do penguins hit for horror? Why do penguins hit for horror? I know they're giant and albino and blind and all that, but I mean, like, come on. If it just hit for a damage, I wouldn't be afraid of it at all, because it'll spawn engage with me. I think it is the admittedly slightly sketchy Kicking the Hornet's Nest. So, first play action, Hot Streak, gain 5. Second play action, the Black Fan doesn't really fit on the board, but it will be giving me an additional action. Do my best to line this up perfectly. The Black Fan will, of course, cost me 3, and then I kick the Hornet's Nest with my haste action. Search the top 9. Oh, hi. There's a second one of you. Cool. Hey there. The good news is I do gain 5 resources from it. That's the big reason I was considering this in the first place. I'm going to evade after playing pickpocketing. Is that the wrong decision? Do I need the +1? I'm currently evading 5-2. If I succeed, I'm leaving. I'm done with this location. Finn can't handle it, man. I can't commit cards. I don't want to pickpocket. I don't even want to pickpocket, yeah. Because if I pickpocket, the card I would draw is very likely to be my weakness. So yeah, I just don't play pickpocketing. I keep my +1s from the Black Fan. We're at 4, 5, 6, 7-2. Pass by 5. Oh, wait. Pass by 5? I can play pickpocketing. Play pickpocketing. Pass by 4. Yeah, get out. 4, 5, 6-2. Yeah. Okay. This guy's evaded. I tap this pickpocketing, but only for a resource. I'm going to walk to the next location. I'm going to tap Track Shoes and test 6-3. Took me a second to process it. Hell yeah. And go to the next Mist Pylon. That was a move action. Need to actually flip things. This is for activating a seal, which we don't do anymore. And the last Mist Pylon, which is already we know our last seal goes up here, so it's not really helpful. This one has very low health, it seems. So as predicted, when I sent Finn off on his own to go do stuff, Finn failed to do stuff. He has set up into an absolute monster. I will admit that. Like, I think Finn could kill just about any enemy in the game. There's just kind of a shortage of enemies to kill where punching them isn't actively hurting me. Like, I don't want to shuffle 3-second leadies into this deck right now. Okay, so that's it for us. All of the bosses ready, Unsealed Phantasm ready, Primordial Evil ready. This should have discarded a while ago. Albino Penguin does nothing. Twyla again, don't need her. Not overdrawn though. Milan, don't need it. Doom, we have 7 turns left after this one. Gotta go to Finn's location. Finn's gonna go first with if we evade probably. What are we getting for cards? I can either move this penguin to my location or put a Doom on it. Doom would summon a boss and just be Ancient Evils. Get over here, buddy. Walk, walk, walk. So, what else do we have? We have a reason to leave this location on a character that has Right of Seeking and might not be able to leave. Great. Perfect. No, we can do double shriveling. We don't have to Right of Seeking. Okay, that wasn't that bad. We go first on Finn to evade the boss. Finn's got a kind of a large number of actions these days. He's evading 7-0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-0. Black Fan is online. Is there a way to draw cards first? Like, it's too late. I already did it. They're all evaded. That's what that means. At least these 3 are evaded, which are the ones that matter. Oh, it was 8-0 though. I got a tab at -3. That's 5. I can search my deck twice. I'm going to search it once, that's for sure. Do I want to draw your worst nightmare and kill it right now? Sort of. Yes. I draw 2 cards from my deck. It doesn't matter which 2, but one of them needs to be Nightmare. Then I evade it at, again, 8-0. Cool, he's evaded. I tap pickpocketing twice, I draw 2 cards and gain 2 resources, shuffling my deck so he doesn't go back into the next cycle. I will now dirty fight the man, which is again against 0, that's 2 damage. I will punch the man. Dead. We're using very high numbers, I'm just looking for autofill here. Finn is like fully online and doing kinda gross shit. If I punch the location, it is difficulty 5. And that means what exactly? We're at 4 punch, 5, 6 punch, we're up 1. We can lock picks for like super reliability. We already used these cigarette cases, maybe tap them. When I played Kicking the Hornet's Nest, I didn't get a clue. I forgot that it does that. What order does it resolve in? You have to discover the clue, and because it spawned an enemy that prevents me from hurting the mist pylon, I can't have spent the clue to deal damage. Nice, nice. Punching up 1 with a -4 with -3 Ancient Evils, like with this squid, I don't think that's happening. I don't think it was good to begin with. I'm gonna deal with this penguin. I'm just going to engage the penguin. The penguin's got 0 fists, so I'm gonna assume I don't auto-fail and just punch it twice. Easy game. Cool. Finn can just kill everyone, like that's not a problem. However, killing enemies that can't be evaded is a little bit difficult for him still. Now, over here on Luke, the plan is shrivel, shrivel, leave. Believe are actually kind of problematic. We're at 8 to 4. So curses still fail us. Is there anything I can do about curses? Like, Promise of Power is crazy, right? You're only afraid of curse -3, curse minus... Okay, so like curse and then all of the tablets. There's curse -3, curse -4. There's 2 copies of both. There's curse auto fail. How many curses do we have? We're looking at only 2 curses. Oh, I didn't deal a horror over here when I shuffled my deck. Put that on Lonnie. There's 2 curses, and then there's a total chaos bag of 20. So you have a 2 out of 22, 1 in 11 chance, followed by a 1 in 4 chance. So there's a 1 in 44 chance of specifically curse into bad token. My numbers can't be right. My odds can't be that good. 2 out of 22 is 1 in 11. There's a 1 in 4 chance of a bad token. 1 in 11 times 1 in 4, it's 1 in 44. The math says I don't need to play around this. And I'm gonna trust the math. We shrivel twice. That deals us 2 horror, and we deny the existence of that horror. And then we pass. Okay. Thanks, math. I'm glad you sided with me. We don't get clues. We just kill it the normal way. We just shrivel it. Oh, you know what Soapstone would have done? It would have let me kill that in 1 shriveling. Well, I wasn't thinking about the breakpoints for locations, because we can just use Rite of Seeking on those usually. Wait, are the mist pylons considered enemies? They can be attacked as if it were an enemy. But it isn't an enemy, so it wouldn't get the minus fight. So we did still lose to curse. Anyway, I'm gonna go into my gate box as my last action and pop out over here, I think. I've got 2 charges of gate box left, so that's pretty good. Also, gate box is not an action. So, don't really know what I do with my remaining action, really. Seems kind of unimportant. While I'm in my gate box, I'm going to investigate at 4 to 1 to try to pull out curse tokens. Damn. It was worth a shot. That's it for us. Enemy phase, Hunter hunts. Upkeep phase. That Deep Knowledge is a very easy discard. Dynamite doesn't seem very helpful in this scenario, I'm gonna be honest with you. And that's it for this. Evil cards, we get a Doom guy. This can go here, I guess. It doesn't really matter where we put this one. And then evil cards. We're looking at Tekalili, Miasmic Crystal. Wait a second, that one says take a damage. There's actually not a reason to do this. I want to take the damage. I'm gonna put it in Finn's deck because Finn wants to take damage, and Finn is going to pay Lonnie to heal the damage. Like, that's not even a problem. I was thinking about whether or not canceling works. I'm pretty sure it does, but we just don't even want to cancel that. I can Ward of Protection it since it's my own peril card. I don't want 2 Tekaliles. It might not matter if I get 2 Tekaliles. Whatever they are, I'll be drawing them very soon and I can cancel them, so I guess it's fine. I'll just take 2 Tekaliles. We're gonna go first on Finn. I think on Finn, we're evading this guy, walking down and evading Primordial Evil as well. I don't want to kill the Primordial Evil is the awkward thing. That's 2 actions, 3, 4. I can move around to here and skip the Primordial Evil, but we actually want to evade it next turn. Oh, it's so awkward. It's so awkward. Yeah, at some point I just realized I have this in play. I forgot I even played this because there's just, like, my board doesn't fit. I could have used this to go from 19 to 20 for +1 from a Black Fan at some point, just forgot it was there. So what's really funny is that Finn can kill this Miss Pylon on his own over 2 turns with lockpicks. He doesn't need help with this one, but Luke needs help with this one, because this enemy is just huge. And we need to evade the boss, and I need to get the clues. Like, this Miss Pylon just takes the whole team. We're gonna go first on Finn. Luke's gonna do this area in 1 action, so Finn doesn't need to do it. We evade the boss, 8-0. What a surprise, we pass by 5. I'm searching the deck top 5 twice. I take Cult red-handed, and this guy comes to me. Like, if I can kill that card at a point in time where it's able to actually go away, then I'm going to every single time. And next, we don't really need money anymore. I take Savant for Mythos safety. Alright, so this guy's here now. This boss is evaded. I pass by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 are around here. So I can also evade the one over here at our next objective in case we somehow get there this turn. We're going to evade this guy now, again, 8-0. Haste, evade, 8-0. That's right, get on the ground. Now with Finn, I think, yes, I move as my next action. I track shoes, 7-3. I pop into the next location. If this guy engages me, I evade him too, 8-2. Get on the ground, I punch him in the gut. That'll be 2 damage. We're attacking at, I believe, 8-3, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 9-3, sorry. I'm gonna punch him 2 more times, provided we don't auto-fail one of these. He's dead too. As I said earlier, Finn's like unstoppable at this point. Finn can kill anything, there's just a severe shortage of things to kill. At some point, Finn drew a Cultist, and I might have had Frostbitten in play. I'm gonna put the damage on Finn, because putting it on the trench coat is objectively good for me, and I don't know if I could have put it on the trench coat at the time. I probably could have. Realistically, I think if I had played correctly, I just have 1 horror less on Lonnie, but I'm gonna put the damage on myself just in case I couldn't have done that. Seems unlikely. And that'll be Finn's whole turn. He did admittedly evade 1, 2, 3 enemies and kill a guy and move 2 locations. It was pretty solid. Over here, we shrivel first action. It's just more likely to hit by a little bit. It's only 8-3. I commit Clairvoyance to beat the -4. Get wrecked, game. I will take 2 horror about it, though. That's not what I was doing. Stop that. Stop picking this up. You just killed it normally. 4th Miss Pylon down. I'm gonna be honest, I'm having a way better time with this finale than I remembered it being. Like, maybe it's because I'm playing double flex and we're not just moving together from location to location. Maybe it's because I'm playing Finn and he's great at this scenario, and I'm playing Luke and he's great at this scenario. Maybe it's that as a 2-handed solo, I have an action tax against me, like it's a pretty big map. And so even though it's like undertuned and really easy with 3-player parties, maybe on 2-player it's a lot harder. I don't know. I'm really enjoying this finale so far though. Like, it doesn't necessarily feel hard, in large part because of this specific seal. But I'm having a really good time with it. I've been enjoying this. And I'm thinking about that now because the finale's quickly coming to a close. I'm going to pop into my gate box and then walk out of it into Finn's location. Did not quite grab Luke there. And these guys are evaded. I did it at the start with Finn. He barely got the one over here as well. I got tired of flipping and unflipping them, so I'm done. This happened the first time we played Edge of the Earth too. And last action, Rite of Seeking, 7-1. 6-1, sorry, 5-1. I'm really bad at the game. I get my Witchweed back, I take 3 clues. Also, I remove a curse. Probably more important than the Witchweed. Also, I spend these immediately to deal 5 damage. Or to reduce it to 5 by dealing 3 damage. Words are just hard sometimes, you know? Over here, we need to do some discards. Lonnie for Soak seems reasonable. Milan for Soak seems reasonable. Okay, so I've been cheating. Let's just imagine I remembered to play Hidden Pocket, because that's the cleanest way to solve this. Hopefully the numbers never mattered too much, but I've just forgotten to play the Hidden Pocket. Oh man, that's very funny. Second trench coat is unplayable. That's why I noticed it. I was like, trench coat can't be replaced. It has a hidden pocket. Wait a second. And now hand sides is kosher. Realistically, I think we've also been in a situation where you could have like discarded the lockpicks and it would have had no game impact, but it's fine. We need to drop a monster down. 5 left. Closest location is going to be this one. Evil cards. Going to take Attack Lily. And over here, going to take Attack Lily. I'm going to put the damage on Rook and give this over to the man who loves taking damage. Stop summoning this. I'm going to go first on Fen. Wait, what is this? Is this Attack Lily? It is. Get under the deck. So I can go first on Fen and well connected a Blasphemous Vision, check for myself at 7-3. I don't actually need Luke's help. That seems pretty good. But first, 9-0 evade. Pass by 7. Tap, 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 tap. Ooh. Wait, do I want to do that? Probably draw an Attack Lily. Let's see. Ah, we did draw Attack Lily. We take 2 damage. I think I actually have to cancel that because it's 2 damage. Yeah, I'm going to spend a charge to cancel that. And that forces me to draw another card, but thankfully it didn't punish me. Anyway, the money is more important, and now we search, I think it said it was top 5. That sounds very believable with the numbers we're at against what we're at. Easy mark. Search the top 5 again for more easy marks. Oh. Well, I'll take Hot Streak instead then. That's not what I wanted at all. I had my hand organized. Okay, this is organized. Mythos Resistance on the left, then a money, then shit I can just easily discard. Now we do our well-connected test like I was talking about. 7-3. 5-3. It's still there. I do 2 play actions and a haste action. I play a Hot Streak, Emergency Cash. So we're up 9 resources. 8 from 24 is 32. I replace the well-connected, and I try again. This time, we're at +6, +3, and 9-3. Yeah, that's right, get out. Okay, that was a weird one, not exactly how I expected to play the turn, but we got there. I'm going to punch the location at a lot. Yeah, that's enough. And deal 2 damage to it to help Luke finish it with 1 action. To double check my math, we're at 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6-1, we were fine. Okay, so I don't know how to feel about Black Fan anymore. Like, we can see that my economy was not a problem this scenario. I kicked the Hornet's Nest once for 5 resources, and that's like a lot of money. I think the issue is without Leo and without haste, I don't have enough actions to finish setting up fast enough. Because I had first turn haste and then like 4th or 5th turn Leo, right? I think the issue with the deck is I needed a second copy of haste and a Leo to Luca. And Black Fan can't be put in the deck before you have all of that action compression. Like, Black Fan is actually one of the last upgrades you get in this deck, I think. I think that was the issue. I think it is just the amount of actions you want. Because you also wanted, like, the evading for money and lockpicking to trigger your cigarette cases. You technically want to lockpick for other reasons. Like realistically, in many scenarios, you would want to play second Hidden Pocket and second lockpicks to get even more stuff. There's a more setup. I'm not done yet. But that hasn't happened ever in this campaign. It's just so much setup. I think, yeah, Leo and second haste are really important. I think that was the big thing, because I did notice that I wasn't drawing haste early in those scenarios where I felt useless, where I felt like I just set up forever. Anyway, Luke, wrap this up, shriveling the location. Nice. I'm going to deal 3 damage and kill the location. Twyla's exhausted. I believe we advance immediately. At the end of the round, we advance. Double check, all 5 are dead. Yeah, we did kill the guy. Finn just did it so fast I forgot about it. I was like, oh no. Finn just evaded the guy and we weren't able to damage it, but that is not what happens. I love that Finn has a clue for literally no reason because of his star. It's so much salt in the wound about his stars, where I just keep drawing them all campaign, and it distorts my view of him. If Luke had gotten as much experience as I expected to in the last 2 scenarios, I'd be able to play this Holy Rosary thanks to Relic Hunter, but he didn't. I'm not sure there's anything I need. I'm going to gain a resource and investigate with Rite of Seeking in case I keep my clues and benefit from having them. I don't know how this ever matters, but in case I'm remembering wrong and these clues are helpful, I'll get clues. We go into Upkeep. We lose an action to this Takalili. I can negate that. I don't need to. I can just do both spell actions and get in the gate box. It's fine. And at the end of the round, we advance the act, which is going to remove this agenda, and it's going to bring in Fatal Mirage, and it's probably going to do other stuff that I forget about. I always want to do this and forget to do it when I have a single super act. We need 3 remaining copies of Nameless Madness. Oh wait, does that include the one on at like each location? Probably. Just going to grab all of this except for Luke and the spare parts and the scenario card and the Takalili deck, and you can all leave. Except for the Gate of Yuqua, you're cool. Okay, I was right. We totally do keep every copy of the Nameless Madness. I thought it was very weird. Yes, 10 copies of Nameless Madness. The map is just a little bit too small, so it's going to be cramped at the start, I guess. And then we have Hidden Tunnel at the end. Things are just connected in a straight line. We're all going to be over here on the left. We still have 3 copies of Nameless Madness set aside alongside our Takalili deck. The Nameless Madness gains Hunter when 1 or more Doom may be put into play. Instead, spawn 1 set aside copy of the Nameless Madness at the leftmost Investigator's location. Objective, run. But there's only 3 set aside. After 3 turns, is it just like nothing changes, do evil cards and continue? That's a bit weird. All right, we spend all of our clues as well. We reveal this. And do we not reveal it? Wait, remove each location except for the Gate of Yuqua from the game. 4 set aside Titanic Ramp locations into play, and we start at the leftmost Titanic Ramp. Where's the Gate of Yuqua in all this? Why didn't we remove that? Remove each location except Gate of Yuqua. You put 4 Titanic Ramps into play in a straight line to the right of Gate of Yuqua. We put the set aside Hidden Tunnel into play at the right of the rightmost ramp. We start at Titanic Ramp on the left. Why is this here? What's the point? Okay, that's fine. Anyways, we're at this Titanic Ramp. 1 shroud, 2 clues. It's defective. Let me get a new one. They're all defective. Anyway, 1 shroud, 2 clues. Connected to the locations to its left and right. It doesn't matter. You can't go to the Gate of Yuqua. It's blocked. As additional cost for you to leave Titanic Ramp, test what for. If you fail, cancel the effects of the move. Any investigators at your location or connecting location may spend 1 clue to have you automatically succeed at this test. Okay, neat. Get it. Fine. Now, top of the round, agenda advances. We put another Nameless Madness down. That one should have came from the pile of 3. My bad. And evil cards. Do you mind, buddy? Like, we're kind of busy here. And I'll get some Takalidis, I guess. Okay, so Finn's going to evade, haste evade, very likely. Then he's gonna punch this penguin a lot, because he is up 4 without evading. Okay, Finn action evade. We are double checking this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to 2. Up 2, we evaded 2 of them. It's kind of hoping for more than that. Normal action evade. 8 to 2 minus 3, pass by 3. We evade 3 of them. Haste. Alright, that one's better. We evade 6 of them, which is all the remaining copies. Huzzah. You know, Well Connected would have made a lot of sense to use once we got to the haste evade. I think it's just like, engage the penguin and beat it to death. I don't need to do that, really. I can just like double action Well Connected and leave, honestly. And that doesn't sound wrong. Like, Luke just Rites of Seeking and then gate boxes out with the clue if he has to. So yeah, I'm gonna just double action to leave. Test foot 4 at 1,000,000 with well connected. And not autofail, easy. See you, Luke. Good luck with the monsters. These just don't want to have clues, it's fine. As an additional cost to leave, test foot 1 if you fail. Alright, so this is the same thing, but with a much lower test value? Oh, you can spend the clue from a connecting location. In that case, I'll just lockpicks over here with Finn. Probably should have used my cigarette case already, but oh well. That was 13 to 4, so essentially 13 to 6, pass by 7, tap the cases, search my whole deck. I pick Attack at Lily. This goes on the bottom and deals 1 damage to my trench coat. I spend a resource to have Lonnie heal it. And then for the next cigarette case, I don't need anything. Like, I literally don't need anything. Which makes it objectively wrong to have used the cigarette case. I pick the other Attack at Lily. This is a horror one, right? Yeah. And I put the horror on Lonnie. It was evade, haste evade, move, lockpicks. Okay, so we have 1 action left. I get play Milan for Soak and Mythos Resilience. I could just leave. I should probably take the clue and I should stay so I can spend it for Luke. I'm just going to investigate again. Like, the Shroud's not that bad, right? I've used Well Connected already and it's not upgraded because he didn't have as much experience as I would have wanted. I'm gonna play Milan for like entirely unnecessary Soak, I guess. No, it hurts my Well Connected. I play Emergency Gash. Like, that's just fine. Now, on Luke, I am going to first action Rite of Seeking. It's always a bit spooky, but it's not like I have that many actions to begin with. Easy game, got both clues. I'm going to have Finn spend his clue, and Luke's going to walk in here without taking the test. And that'll be the turn for Finn, or for Luke, rather. Which brings us to Upkeep. I cancel that, like I've never canceled a card before in my life. No thank you. I don't want to lose 2 actions, which forces me to draw a card. I will, however, be losing 4 resources because it's already exhausted. Not that I really needed them. Now, over here on Finn, Upkeep phase. We are not going to be kicking any Hornet's Nest at this point in the game, I don't think. Oh shit, Luke couldn't have left because he didn't have enough actions. Would I have just not done Rite of Seeking then? I just wouldn't have done the Rite of Seeking. I would have just left and not had clues. Like, that's the correct play at that point then. I forgot about Albino Penguin, he's sort of a big deal. Anyway, all 11 of these guys are going to ready. And provided I haven't forgotten anything, top of the round they get, I believe this one spawns with us, or does it spawn at Gate of Uqua? At the leftmost investigator's location, okay. So it spawns with us. And evil cards. Yeah, I don't think that affects Finn, like, we don't need, this is what we did. Our stat line is functionally like 3, 6, 9, 9. We have 5, 6 actions. Dissonant Voices doesn't really stop Finn. Finn doesn't need to play cards. We'll get a second monster, I guess. And, like, we're out of monsters to put down now. So, like, I don't really understand why you only get 3 and you can't get these 2, but I guess it doesn't really matter. This section felt weird to me first time. It feels weird to me this time, too. Anyways, it's fine. Finn's gonna go first. He's evading. I'm gonna use Well Connected. Well Connected gives me +6 to my previous attempt of, I think, 8, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm testing at 14 to 2. I didn't see what that token was. It was not a face token, so it was pretty good, but I don't know what it was. So we're gonna get -3 instead. We were at 14 to 2. -3 is 11 to 2, pass by 9. All but 2 of the ones at this location are evaded. Okay, that's fine. So you guys are evaded, and you guys are evaded. The penguin is walking around. I'm gonna lockpicks this location at like 12 to 4. That's fine, take the clue. I don't need cards, there's nothing in my deck I care about. I'm gonna walk to the next location. I don't want Finn, or I don't want Luke rather. I'm just gonna test at 7 to 1. I'll do it again. Yeah, there we go. Don't need to spend clues for that one. This Titanic ramp, as always, doesn't want to have clues. This one's a 3-foot test. Holy shit, I am so glad I didn't decide to bring Leo Anderson. He would only be able to move by spending clues. A 1-foot test? I don't want to rely on Promise of Power against autofail, though. So even though I could do it, I won't. Instead, I'm just going to investigate at 6 to 2 twice as my last actions and take both of these clues. Luke's gonna move by spending a clue on Finn, and he's gonna do it twice. Get all the way up here. As always, didn't spawn with clues. This one's a 2-foot test. It's the same text as all of them. And last action, I will try to kill this, testing at base 6 to 3, rosary to beat the -4s. Get it out. And that's it for us. Upkeep phase, upkeep phase. 2 of them successfully moved to the next location, and then they all ready. Top of the round, there's none set aside, so I can't spawn one with me. It's fine, we won, don't think about it too hard. Crypt Chill, I don't care. Oh, I will commit Savant. Like, I didn't commit Savant, so I guess I'll just have to make do with, like, killing this haste that I don't need. Like, they both work. I'll just go ahead and do both to make sure that it's clear that I didn't cheat. Oh no, Luke has an enemy. What will I do? Finn walks to the next location. The difficulty was 3. We're currently at base 7 to 3. I'll just take the test. Cool. What's the difficulty on this one? It's 2. I walk to the next location. -1. Wait, what's our objective? Do we resign or just get to the last location? I find out when I get to the last location, I guess. I get to the next location. What's it say on this, actually? It might have text. Okay. If each uninvestigated... Yeah, we just all need to be here. Good. It's not going to be a resign where I leave with this clue and can't help Luke. I play Faustian Bargain, Hot Streak, and live happily ever after with all of my money. Luke enters his gate box, which still requires him to spend a clue to leave the location, which Finn will do. And then he walks out of gate box into this location, and then we win. Huzzah. That's a nice big pile of money. For a character that consistently failed to enable the black fan before this scenario, that's an alarming thing to have. I've ended the past 2 scenarios at like 5 resources after embezzling, which would be 25 resources if I hadn't embezzled. I made 25 more money this scenario than in the previous 2 scenarios. I think I just got really bad draws and really needed a Leo DeLuca and a haste to help smooth out the like worst possible draws you could get. I do think I should have bought Black Fan later, but I think I just got really unlucky for 2 scenarios because Finn crushed it. Like, he definitely led more into fighter than Kluver because like I just feel better about fighting at 8 with a Knuckle Duster than I do about clue finding 1 clue at a time, no matter what my numbers are. But as far as flex characters lean towards fighting go, Finn's like pretty close to a neutral flex investigator, not lean towards one or the other. He's great at fighting. He's good enough at getting clues to carry his weight. Finn was exceptional this scenario. He was exceptional in scenarios 3 and 4 too. He was good in scenarios 1 and 2. He was still very good in scenario 5. Just in scenarios 6 and 7, he randomly sucked a lot. And Luke's been just fantastic all campaign. I still don't think Luke is an S tier investigator. I do think this build is absolutely crazy. I think the amount of power you get out of just using 2 mystic assets of your choice every turn combined with Luke's mobility and Seeker card draw, like, he's really, really good. But I think to be S tier, you have to be more than strong. Luke's the character challenging that, because all Luke does is deal 6 damage or find 6 clues every turn while moving exceptionally fast. He doesn't like negate autofails like a Wendy. He doesn't elevate your team or have any sort of utility beyond 2 copies of War Protection and Promise of Power. That's probably enough, right? And he's essentially unkillable once he gets to nigh 5s. That's pretty late. I don't know if I really care about that. Luke is so close to being in my S tier. I don't know for sure one way or the other. This True Magic build is very, very good. I've been very happy with Luke in every single scenario. I think there are a lot of teammates Finn could have had where it'd be like, holy shit, Finn is just the reason this team works. Luke isn't one of those teammates. Luke is one of the only characters in the game that could have made Finn feel weak. I'm very happy with both of these characters. Before this scenario, I thought I'd like made some critical mistakes with Finn, but I think I just needed a little bit more reliability for getting an extra action in the form of a second haste and a copy of Leo. And then I got unlucky in addition to not having that little bit of action consistency you needed for the setup the deck has. I do feel like Finn underperformed, not because of my expectations, but just because he got unlucky in the past 2 scenarios after seeing this. It's unfortunate the one place I sent Finn to had 8 clues at it, and I guess I could have just punched the location over and over again, huh? I could have just knuckle dusted the shit out of that location and finished like 2 turns earlier. I was thinking, like that location I got to later. I got to a 5-shroud mist pylon. I got to this one. I was thinking Finn can't punch locations. He doesn't get dirty fighting. I just didn't process that this is still only 1 shroud, so Finn can just knuckle dust it at 6-1. Finn could have handled that location on his own. He did even better than I played him in this scenario, as evidenced by that period of time where I played Leo DeLuca as the worst 2-2 soak asset in the world. Yeah, Finn was incredible. Finn did wonderful this scenario. Like, most main fighters could not have fought better than Finn did. And that's in addition to the fact that Finn is able to flex find clues. He's able to evade super consistently. He single-handedly did the last part, right? Luke's movements all spent clues from Finn, and Finn just took the test himself. I'm very happy with these characters. Anyway, tell me about how the world ends since we didn't get the true ending. The facility was destroyed. The survivors of the expedition were our good buddies Danforth and Claypool. Additionally, Dyers, Kinsler, and Elia all lived. We all earn, you know, experience, who cares? We all suffer trauma, who cares? And we win, question mark. But like, if we got R1, that still doesn't feel very good because, like, you tell me that we win the campaign, exclamation mark, but the Nameless Madness is confined safely within its host for now, instead of just being in Antarctica, doesn't sound much better. Oh, I read R3. Yeah, no, we get way more bonus experience and way less trauma, and we win, exclamation mark. Now we're good. I was reading R3 like an idiot. Okay, that feels much better to me. Albino Penguin gets a very weird award from me. It is the card with the biggest difference between how much I like it as a flavor and how much I like it as an opinion about the mechanics. Mechanically, I absolutely hate the Penguin. It's just a really unpleasant action tax, and there's not really a way to avoid it. And then how impactful it's going to be is sort of random, like based on how many people need to go to the location that it's spawning at. But like flavorfully, I absolutely love that the giant albino penguins got to be part of the set for the Mountains of Madness. I'm really happy that what they're doing is an action tax. It makes perfect sense. They're just sort of in the way and yelling. I love the albino penguin so much as a card, and then I like play with it. I'm like, yeah, but I hate this. It's so unpleasant to play with. It's not the worst thing. Like, I played Shades of Suffering recently. This is nothing compared to that. I like the finale a lot more than I thought it would. The second part sucks. Like, I don't know why this exists. That was our opinion the first time we played it. We were like, yeah, we won. And then we flipped the act and we're like, wait a second, what are we doing? Why is the gate here? What, we're just pressing foot a lot and moving forward? Okay. And yeah, this is the same experience I've had in the finale every time once we got to this part, which is that this is like a really weird and repetitive victory lap that we didn't need to experience. The first part of the scenario though, like all of this stuff with the spokes and the wheel, that actually felt really good. I was really happy with that. It didn't feel as undertuned as I remembered it being. Like there are some pretty chalky enemies in there. I guess all told though, like you get to the final scenario, you probably can deal with the 5/5 enemy twice. That's not too hard. It's still on the easy side, but I think it might not be as undertuned as Innsmouth was. Like I think Innsmouth might actually be more undertuned than this. And the only reason I might feel otherwise is because of this part. But like if you had told me you win after the first part, I'd have been like, oh, that's fine. Like I'm an hour and 53 minutes into my recording. This is not a fast scenario. That second part didn't need to be there. It's not challenging, it just wastes time in an already long scenario because the map is so big. I do like this more than Into the Maelstrom. I think it's better than Into the Maelstrom. I'll talk more about that in a scenario review that I'll be doing soon. More about the investigators and investigator reviews coming up on the channel. I hate that every time I play a green character, my board looks like this. I say my board's also up here. It's also over here. I could have played more assets. I didn't put down the Milan or the second hidden pocket or the fourth hand slot item. Oh, it's such a mess. Why do green characters do this to me? Anyways, I hope you had a good time with me through this playthrough of Edge of the Earth. I had a great time with these characters, with this expansion. I'll be posting more videos reviewing all of it in the coming days, and I'll see you in the next one. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 YouTube algorithm control, all that stuff really does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it.